Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving straight into one of the most fascinating secrets in Dark Souls. You know, it's wild, but the tragic lore of the Chaos Servant Covenant is actually the secret key, the only way, really, to save everyone's favorite grossly incandescent knight, Solaire of Astora. Let's get right into it.
We all know and love Solaire, right? His famous upbeat quote, "If only I could be so grossly incandescent," just perfectly captures his whole vibe as he searches the entire world for his very own son. He acts as this massive beacon of hope for us players. But here's the kicker. Without your direct, highly specific intervention, his sunny quest is doomed to end in absolute tragedy.
It's a genuinely heartbreaking character arc. Think about his usual jolly cooperation. Now compare that to his fate if he manages to find the sunlight maggot before you do. It's rough. He plunges into this severely depressed, hollowed madness down in Lost Izalith, and ultimately, you're forced to strike down your best friend. No way around it.
So, how do we fix this? The secret solution to Solaire's impending doom doesn't actually start with him at all. It lies hidden within the tragic backstory of an entirely different character, Quelaag's sister, better known to us as the Fair Lady.
To really understand her, we have to talk about Blighttown. After the Witch of Izalith's disastrous attempt to recreate the first flame, Quelaag and her sister fled down to Blighttown. There, they found the native residents suffering from a horrific toxic illness. Driven by just immense compassion, the Fair Lady went completely against her sister's direct orders and literally swallowed all of their blight pus to save them.
And so you might be wondering, when you finally find her, why is she completely blind, immobile, and just in constant agony? It's because taking on that immense sickness absolutely ravaged her body. The only reason she hasn't died outright is that she was made a firekeeper, tethered to a bonfire just to barely sustain her life. It's incredibly bleak.
Okay, so we have the lore, but let's dive into the mechanics of chaos. How on earth does easing the Fair Lady's constant pain actually help you save Solaire? Well, through her covenant, their two fates become permanently intertwined.
To help her out, you have to feed her your own hard-earned humanity to rank up in her covenant. Hitting rank +2 requires a massive offering, 30 humanity to be exact. But the reward is a real game changer. It unlocks a physical shortcut door that leads straight from the demon ruins into Lost Izalith.
Now let's talk about the farming grind. We all know 30 humanity is a really steep cost on a normal playthrough. But thankfully, players have nailed down a highly efficient way to gather it so you can actually pull off this rescue.
The absolute best early game spot for this is the Depths bonfire. You just run a quick loop farming rats, which have about a 5% drop rate. But here's the trick. Combine that with equipping the Gold Serpent Ring and holding 10 active humanities to max out your item discovery. And you can easily grab 30 to 50 humanities in a single hour. Oh, and if you happen to already be in the late game, the DLC's Chasm of the Abyss is a fantastic alternative spot.
Now, pay close attention to this part, the penalty of betrayal. This is absolutely crucial. Once you offer her that 30 humanity, do not leave or switch covenants before opening that shortcut door. If you abandon the Chaos Servants, even if you just seamlessly swap at a bonfire, it removes half of your current offerings. It ruins your rank, and you're going to have to farm all over again. Total nightmare.
All right, so you've got the 30 humanity and safely reached rank +2. Let's move on to executing the rescue and see how this builds into the exact precise sequence of events required to save our Knight of Astora.
You need to follow these steps to the letter. Step 1. Offer the 30 humanity to the Fair Lady. Step 2. Head into the Demon Ruins. Step 3. Right before the Demon Firesage boss gate, head right, down the large branches, and open that newly unlocked shortcut door. And finally, step 4, you must kill the red-eyed chaos bug. Let's talk about securing the sunlight maggot. Inside that shortcut corridor, there are 9 bugs in total. 8 are normal, but there's a single, non-respawning red-eyed bug. That specific bug drops the sunlight maggot. And this maggot is the exact parasitic item that Solaire tragically mistakes for his son. It's the whole reason he goes completely insane if he gets his hands on it before you do.
And this brilliantly illustrates a massive trap that ruins so many blind playthroughs. You absolutely must secure this kill before the words Lost Izalith ever appear on your screen. If you enter the zone the normal way, Solaire's timeline advances and he beats you to the maggot. Game over for his sanity.
But if you've done everything correctly, heading back to that shortcut corridor later reveals a very different scene. You'll find Solaire sitting safely on the ground. He is deeply depressed at failing to find his son, sure, but crucially, he is alive and he is completely unhollowed.
And because you took on that mechanical burden of farming humanity to ease the fair lady's suffering, your ultimate reward arrives at the very end of the game. Solaire's summon sign will actually appear at the top of the stairs, allowing him to fight right alongside you for the final boss fight against Lord Gwyn. It is such an epic payoff.
You know, the game actively acknowledges your dedication here. To show just how deeply players connect with easing the fair lady's suffering, Dark Souls tracks your humanity offerings on a global servant roster up to a staggering, frankly unreasonable maximum score of 60,000. Think about that. That is enough humanity to last a lifetime. It's a pure role-playing mechanic fueled entirely by player empathy.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer, and it leaves us with a truly fascinating mechanic wrapped up in all this tragedy. So I'll leave you with this question to ponder. If you only have 30 humanity to spare in your playthrough, who are you really saving? Are you easing the suffering of the dying fair lady alone in the dark? Or are you just using her to save the doomed knight of Astora searching for his son? Think about that the next time you're resting at a bonfire.